When he was 10, his grandpa asked him, "What do you want for your birthday?" And he says, "A brick." "A brick? Why?" "Because my parents still have the super old TV. If I throw a brick at the TV, we'll have to get a new one." "Oh, I'm just kidding. Maybe just some Pokemon cards or something." The grandpa just smiles and nods. A couple months later, this kid's birthday comes around, and there's a beautifully wrapped present on the table. Heavy, perfect corners. The kid opens it. Inside was a single brick. The grandpa's losing it. "You're crazy. I can't believe you remembered." And the grandpa leans in and says real quiet to him, "Wait till your mom's in the kitchen and then waste the TV." So the kid's mom goes into the kitchen to grab the cake. The kid takes the brick, smashes it in the TV. TV is destroyed. "What happened here? Now we gotta get a new TV." Yes. The grandpa took the blame for throwing the brick at the TV. "I don't know why I did that." Then the kid says, "It's okay, Mom. Please don't be mad at Grandpa. I'll help you pick out the new TV." "Okay, fine. You're right." "It's okay, Pops. You'll be okay. Just sit down and relax. I'll clean this up." The mom then leaves to grab the broom. "Nice work, kid. I love you, Grandpa." What a nice story. This kid's always the first one on the bus every single day. And he'd walk in and he would go directly to the back right bus seat. And he would do this because about 15 minutes into the route, there was this bump in the road that the bus would hit every day. And if you were in that back seat, it would launch you up. And it was awesome. And the driver knows this, so he would hit that bump at full speed. "It's coming, here it is." Well, he experienced it a bunch, and then he had a brilliant idea. Every day, people ask, "Hey man, can I try that seat today? Bro, let me try that seat today, please." And when people ask, he starts saying, "Well, what do you got?" One kid pulled out a Twinkie. "All right, deal, have a seat." The next day, someone else says, "I'll give you $2 for the seat today." "Anyone got something better?" "I got Sour Patch Kid watermelons." "Deal." He's auctioning off that seat every single morning. People are offering Doritos, money, their lunch desserts, their entire lunch. Whoever wins gets the launch, and the whole bus always counts down right before it's gonna happen. "All right, you ready, Kevin?" "Yeah, I'm ready." 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice. And that, my friends, is awesome. This stepmom is evil. This happened when this kid was around 11 years old. You see, his dad had remarried a few years earlier, and things at home were weird, but he was trying to make it work. One day his stepmom goes, "Come on, buddy, let's get some ice cream." And he's like, "All right." To him, this feels nice. Maybe they're gonna bond. Maybe she's finally warming up to him. So they go get cones. They sit down inside the shop. He's eating his ice cream, thinking it's a normal day. She then sets her ice cream down, looks him in the face, and says, "I think it's best if you go live with your mom full-time." He's confused. But before he can answer, she says this, "Nobody in our house loves you." The dude said he just sat there frozen. She keeps going. "You take your dad's money. You smell. You ruin everything, and you make him choose you over me." She's saying this to an 11-year-old inside of an ice cream shop. Then when she's done laying into him, she stands up, walks out, gets in the car, and leaves him there at the ice cream shop crying. He said that moment changed him forever. No normal adult says that to a child. That woman is evil. Yo, something stinks. This one guy shared the story. It's the middle of the night. The dad's asleep in his room, and somehow his twin toddlers, both 2 years old, escape their room and go down to the kitchen. They drag a chair across the floor, and they climb on it. They open a drawer they definitely shouldn't be opening, and they pull out a cheese grater. Then they go to the fridge and pull out a block of cheese. Parmesan cheese. So now, these two toddlers are sitting on the floor with a cheese grater and a block of Parmesan cheese. And all you can hear is just the sound of grating cheese. The shavings are falling on the floor. They're picking it up. Now, this house had heating vents on the floor. Well, this toddler took all of this cheese, lifted up the heating vent, and they started feeding cheese down the vent. They then go back to their room. Well, morning hits. The dad wakes up. "What is that smell?" Now, this is the middle of winter, so the heat was on. The entire house smells like hot feet. He starts checking everything. He opens the fridge, the oven. He's mopping the floors. The smell won't go away. But his toddlers are being suspicious. "What did you two do?" "Milk." Now, this family is one of those families that had cameras inside the house. So he decided he's gonna check the cameras. And he sees everything happen. What in God's name? So he gets to cleaning. He does as best as he can, but that smell never really went away. But more than the smell, this dad was concerned, because how did his 2-year-old twins get out of their room, go to the kitchen, get a cheese grater, grate Parmesan cheese, and put it into the heating vents? Those two are menaces. This bully got smoked. So there's this kid named Mateo. He's super nice, he's quiet, and he always walks around in these old, beat-up New Balance shoes. And then there's Jackson, super loudmouth, And he wears these $600 limited edition Nikes that everyone compliments. Hey, yo, check the drip. Nice shoes, Jackson. Thanks. Now, normally, Mateo ignores Jackson because Jackson's constantly making fun of Mateo's shoes. But one day in gym, Mateo had enough. Jackson was like, bro, you're still wearing those nasty-ass crusty shoes? You're probably super poor, you freaking idiot. Everyone laughs. Mateo doesn't. Because here's the secret. Mateo is a walking sneaker encyclopedia. He can spot a pair of fake sneakers from a mile away. And nobody knew this about him. And Jackson, those $600 shoes, Mateo's known for months that those are fake. And he's kept quiet because he's a nice guy. Until now. When the class is doing laps around the gym, Mateo sneaks out and heads to the locker room. He opens Jackson's locker because, of course, he never locks it. And he walks out to the gym floor holding the shoes like evidence. Everybody, yo, dude, those are my shoes. Since y'all want to talk about my shoes, let's talk about Jackson's shoes. He pulls out his phone and he begins comparing pictures of fake shoes to the ones that Jackson has, and they line up. So this is a fake. Look at Jackson's. See that stitching? That's fake. Look at the logo. It's completely off. It's in the wrong font. Look at the sole of the shoe. Completely discolored. These are only worth $25. Everyone's like, what? Dude? So you're a freaking fraud then, huh, Jackson? No, I mean, yes. I mean, no. Bro, you can't clown people for their shoes when you're wearing freaking replicas. I paid more for my New Balances than you did for those fakes. And from then on, nobody made fun of Mateo's shoes ever again. Man, yeah, legend. I want to be a bird when I grow up. She was in first grade, and she really wanted to be a bird when she grew up. She thought about it every single day. Well, one morning, during lunch at school, she noticed these red bumps on her arms and her neck. And she whispers to herself, it's happening. It's happening. She thought her transformation to a bird was happening right then and there, and she was sitting down preparing for feathers to pop out of her skin. She then freaks out and grabs the nearest teacher. Mrs. Johnson? Sweetheart, what is wrong? I'm just a kid. I don't want to become a bird yet. What? The teacher had no idea what that meant. I have no idea what that means. The nurse gets called. Mom gets called. Turns out she was allergic to something she ate during lunch. And it was pretty bad. She had to be rushed to the hospital. That's crazy. This teacher had a candy tax. So one of my subscribers sent me the story. It was period one teacher. No food, no drinks allowed, unless it was a water bottle with a lid. But candy? Candy was allowed, with a catch. If you bring candy, I get a cut. And he meant it. There was a jar on his desk. It was a big glass jar and it was labeled handy tax. So if you had candy, you would walk in. Here you go. You would put a few candies in the jar, sit down, and you were free to eat your candy openly throughout the class. Payment received, my boy. Payment received. But if he caught you eating candy without giving him the tax first, he would walk over. I didn't see you pay the tax, young man. Here. Too late. It's all mine now. And he would take all the candy you had. For the most part, all the students respected this rule. And honestly, so do I. Gotta pay the candy tax. I'm gonna ruin your life. Why? There was this girl who was just super awful. Always being mean to somebody, always starting rumors, and this one girl got it the worst. They were on the basketball team together and the softball team together. And this mean girl was always making stuff up about her. Kayla said she hates your coaching style. What? Kayla said she thinks you're the worst player on the team. She's the worst. And people were confronting her. The coaches punished her for this, and people on her team hated her. I didn't say any of those things. But nobody really believed her, and she knew who was behind this. Krista. Then sophomore year starts. Kayla has geometry class with Krista, and Krista starts becoming super friendly. Hey, what's up, Kayla? How you doing today? Fine. She sits next to her every day, laughing at all her jokes. You're hilarious. And then one day before class, Krista says, hey, can I please see your homework from last night? I didn't do mine. I'm gonna send a copy of your answers down really quick. And that's when it clicks. Krista's failing geometry, and she wants the answers. She wants to pass, so for a few weeks, Kayla lets her copy off her. Yeah, sure, that's totally fine. Then one day, Kayla realizes she's done. They had a really big important take-home exam that Krista didn't do, but Kayla knew she was going to ask for the answers, so she had 2 copies. The other one, she wrote everything down wrong on purpose, and when Krista asked for the answers, she let her copy the wrong one. What? Kayla, we failed. No, you failed. I got an A. Now that's karma. I don't feel good. Puke somewhere else. It's finals week, and the hallways are dead silent during class. Everyone's either taking tests or they're doing reviews. Well, on this particular day, this one kid had not felt good. His stomach feels weird. He's nauseous. By midday, he's pale, and he can't hold it in anymore. So he sprints out of the classroom to the bathroom. He turns the corner to the nearest bathroom, and the janitor cart is parked right there. One bathroom is locked, and the other one is blocked. I gotta throw up, he said. Throw up somewhere else, the janitor replies. He tries to slip past him. No, stay back. Now he's panicking, but he sees the garbage bag hanging off the janitor's cart, so he decides he's just gonna throw up in there. But the janitor says, "Shoo, get out of here!" And that's it. Kid just steps back, looks at the floor in front of him, and pukes all over it. He then backs up a bit and pukes more. Now he's leaving this puke trail as he's stepping back. When he's done, he wipes his face and he looks at the janitor and says, "Well, looks like you're gonna have to clean that up, huh?" And the janitor is mad. But there's nothing he can do because he's the one that refused this kid a safe, clean toilet to throw up in. So now that's what he gets. Dad, I hit 1,000 subscribers. That's nice, son. This kid was grinding on YouTube, and he's excited. A couple months later, Dad, I have 10,000 subscribers. Whoa, you're really putting in some work. And then, oh my God, 20,000 subscribers. Congrats, buddy. Fast forward a couple weeks, the school calls the dad. Hi, hello there. This is the middle school. Your son hasn't been in school for 3 days. What? He is ticked off. The son comes in later. Hey, what's up, Pops? Where were you? I was at school. No, you weren't. Yes, I was. Give me your phone. Go to your room. He goes to his room and slams the door. Well, that was the last straw for his dad. The dad sits there for a second, fuming. His son's laptop is in the living room, and it's open and unlocked. So he goes in there. He goes to the YouTube channel, and he deletes permanently the entire YouTube channel his son has been working on. He then goes to his son's room and knocks. What? I deleted your YouTube channel, by the way. That should teach you a major lesson. You're kidding. I'm not. Oh my God, you're the worst dad ever. I hate you. Full-blown meltdown. This kid is losing it. He's crying. The dad thinks, good, this is a lesson for him. Then later, something feels off to him, so he calls the school. Hey, yeah, I just wanted to touch base about my son's absences. You guys called me letting me know he missed the past 3 days of school, but the secretary's like, we didn't call you, sir, and your son's been here all week. He's got perfect attendance. What? That can't be true. So now he's scrolling the call log. The number that called him wasn't the school's number. And that's when everything unfolds. A couple of kids called him as a prank. His son was at school and he deleted his YouTube channel for nothing. But now he can't take it back. And his son didn't talk to him for months. The second he turned 18, he moved out. All right, doctor, just tell me straight up, how much longer do I have? Well, according to your test results, I'm sorry to say you have about 10 to live. Oh my God, 10 years. 9, 8, 7. Wait, what's happening? What do you mean? What do you mean? 5, 4, 3. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. I am totally messing with you. You had me there for a second. You had me there. No, but seriously, you have 3 months left. This woman is so out of touch. This guy shared a story of his best friend. His best friend got married to this very, very rich girl. This girl's family always had tons of money, so she never really had to work for anything in her entire life. Well, one day this guy and his new wife were doing laundry, and as his wife was emptying the pockets of some jeans, she came across a ton of change. Quarters, dimes, pennies. A decent amount of change. Instead of putting the change in a jar or something, she threw it in the garbage. And he was like, hey, yo, did you just throw all those coins away? Yeah, doesn't everybody? Apparently, she had been throwing away loose change her entire life, and she truly believed that everyone else did the exact same thing. Me personally, I go to the Coinstar at Jewel at least twice a month. How privileged can you be? Times people saw something they weren't supposed to. It was the end of winter, and this girl was about 5 years old. Well, she woke up one morning and noticed the snow was starting to melt. She was looking outside her bedroom window. That's when she noticed something strange. So she went and told her, Dad? Yeah, sweetie? There's a girl sleeping in our garden. What? She then took her dad to the window and showed him. See right there. Go downstairs right now. Go downstairs right now. What? Yeah, I want to report a body. Apparently, that girl had been sleeping in the garden for about 2 weeks. And as the snow melted, it revealed her frozen body. That's horrifying. This teacher is absolutely bogus. One day, this college student emailed her professor to tell her that she was sick and couldn't come to class. The professor did not believe her at all, so she responded to her student with an email that said, "Kate, you know if you're going to lie about why you aren't in class, you could at least be a bit more original than 'I'm sick.' Geez, if I told my boss that back in the old days, she'd have dragged me into work and made me sleep there." The crazy part is, the student was actually sick. In fact, she had just been diagnosed with cancer, and she was feeling sick from all the chemo. I bet she felt real stupid after that. Genius student outsmarts his teacher. When he was in 7th grade, there was a giant paper that was due, and he didn't do it. He obviously got a 0 on the assignment. Well, 2 weeks after the paper was originally due, he finished it. He printed the paper out, kind of crinkled it up a little bit, and stepped on it so that there was a shoe print on the paper. Then he took it to school, and when the teacher wasn't looking, he slipped that paper somewhere under her desk. Well, fast forward a couple days, and this teacher found that wrinkled up shoe print paper from that student. She then made an announcement in class and apologized to the student. She said, "I must have lost your paper, but I found it under my desk." He then got an A. Genius. Black markets kids ran in their schools. This one kid had hundreds and hundreds of zip ties, and every day he would zip tie a bunch of people's stuff to different things, like backpacks to desks, lunch boxes to railings, belt loops to chairs, and people were getting so pissed. And they wanted revenge. So what this kid did was he sold them zip ties. Business was booming because he did this to a lot of people. They bought zip ties from him and got him back. And once they were all done getting revenge on him, they started doing it to other people. And then those people wanted revenge on them. So they bought zip ties from him. He made hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And he had a lot of returning customers. Nice. Times people sucked. This guy was walking around his neighborhood one day when he saw a dog. The dog looked cold and hungry. It was obviously lost. Poor dog, oh my god, you look so hungry. Come with me. He brought the dog home with him and gave him some food and water. Then he took the dog to the address that was on the dog's collar. Yeah. Hi, yes, is this your dog? I found him wandering around earlier. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. As he started to walk away from the house, he heard the man begin to yell loudly and beat his dog. He called the police, but they couldn't do anything about it. Well, a couple days later, he was driving through his neighborhood, and it was raining really bad. He passed this dude's house, and he saw the dog, chained, outside, shivering in the cold rain. He then proceeded to steal this dog. "Hey, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. You're coming with me." He's with a much better family now. This kid was trying to be nice, but then this happened. At one middle school, a teacher sent out this student to go grab something from the office for her. Well, as he was walking down the hall, there was another student. She was carrying her books and walking in the direction towards him. He wasn't really paying attention, and he accidentally bumped into her and made her drop all of her books. "Oh, I am so sorry. I was spacing out. Here, let me get these for you." He then gave her the stack of books that fell. He thought she was going to say thanks and be on her way. But this is what she said. "Give me those. I have a boyfriend. Okay? So never purposely bump into me again just so you can talk to me." He then reached out, turned her around, and slapped the books right out of her hand. Now that was on purpose. Embarrassing things that happened at school. During recess in 5th grade, this girl was on the playground when a boy who had a crush on her came up to her. "Hey, Stacy." "Hi, Kyle. I just want to tell you that I really like you and I want to know if you want to be my girlfriend." At that moment, she wasn't sure what to say. She thought this kid was nice, but she didn't like him like that, so she had to think of an excuse. There was a tree right next to them. This is what she said. No. This tree is my boyfriend." She then hugged and kissed the tree and walked away. She felt pretty bad. And later during recess, she saw that kid crying and kicking the tree that she told him was her boyfriend. "Stupid tree. I hate you, tree." Incredible service today. We are so blessed. Praise the Lord. Jean, thank you so much for your generous donation. Those kids are going to be so excited. It's the least I could do. "Excuse me. Excuse me." "Yes?" "My food is cold." "Are you sure? They literally just made it." "Are you calling me a liar?" "Ma'am, I'm just saying, I literally just watched them take it off the grill." "Take it back. Make it again. I want a new plate." "Yes, ma'am." He is not getting a tip. "Can I have some more coffee too, please?" The worst things kids did at school. Hey bro, what are you doing? I'm putting peanut butter under the doorknob. Why? Because Mrs. Johnson's allergic to peanuts? It's gonna be hilarious. He put the peanut butter under the doorknob so she wouldn't be able to see it when she came into class. What the heck? The teacher absolutely freaked out. Peanuts! Peanuts! I can't breathe! That's hilarious. The teacher had to go to the emergency room, and she was fine. And the kid was only suspended for 2 or 3 days, which seems a little bit light, right? Well, the thing is, this kid's family had tons and tons of money. So when his parents heard about what happened, they donated over $100,000 to the school. Worst things the popular kid did at school. There was a kid at this high school that was super popular, and there was a girl that had a crush on him. Well, he managed to convince this girl that he was actually in love with her, and they dated for 2 years. He showered her with love, took her on tons of dates, did all that good boyfriend stuff. Well, 2 years into this relationship, they were all at a party, and he had planned a fake proposal. He got down on his knee and proposed to this girl. Before she could answer, he publicly humiliated her, said he never liked her, and would never marry her because she smells terrible. Except he used much more vulgar terms. She obviously got very, very upset and went home. This was talked about for the rest of the year. Students even called it the best prank of the year. No one ever saw that girl ever again. The dumbest reasons people got in trouble at work. This guy was chilling at home when he got a call from a manager of a company. Hello? Oh, hello, Greg. He answers. Well, Greg, you didn't show up for work today, and honestly, I have had enough of your bullcrap. You are a disgrace to the Comcast company. You're ignorant, you're selfish, you're incredibly selfish, you waste all of our time. Your mother would be so disappointed in you, Greg. You can be quiet. What do you have to say for yourself? The call went on for a while, but the thing was, my name isn't Greg, and I definitely don't work at Comcast. I actually just started at Dairy Queen last week, so, but good luck to Greg, huh? Sounds like he's in big trouble. Okay, bye. God darn it. Can somebody get me Greg's phone number? I don't think I have it, but why don't you just ask him what his number is? He's sitting at his desk. Wait, he's here today? Yeah, it's his birthday today. He brought everyone donuts. I had like 3. Shit. Crazy things kids did in school. A follower submission. This kid's friend was going to get a haircut, but his mom took him to a pretty shady barber. And well, the barber messed up his hair pretty bad. Here's a picture. Well, this guy decided that he was going to fix his hair for him. So he brought some clippers into school, and they were going to go to the bathroom to shave all of his hair off. But a teacher walked in, so that plan was ruined. They then said, screw it. They went into the cafeteria and started buzzing his head right there. They got pretty far, but a teacher came up and obviously shut it down. They were all sent to the principal's office, but the principal thought it was funny, so they each got 1 lunch detention. Not bad. This virtual reality headset will kill you in real life if you die in the game. This is called Nerve Gear, and it was invented by Palmer Luckey. He invented this saying that graphics can only make a game look so real, but only the threat of serious consequences can make a game feel real. This device has 3 explosive charged modules right above the viewing screen. These charges are aimed directly at the brain, and are capable of killing a person instantly. The headset also has another feature. Palmer plans to add an anti-tamper mechanism to it, making the device impossible to remove or destroy once it's put on. This headset will probably never be sold to the public, and the inventor won't even try it on, because there is a high chance that it will malfunction, and could kill the user at the wrong time. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. This kid ran a business in middle school. Whenever the cafeteria was serving french fries, he would do this. He would get to the lunchroom very early, and he would steal all of the ketchup packets that were available. The ketchup packets and the condiments were located on a different side of the lunchroom, so lunch ladies wouldn't be able to see him stealing them. Then he would put the ketchup packets in his backpack and pull out a full ketchup bottle. When he saw that enough kids had their fries and were sitting down, he would walk around the lunchroom with his ketchup bottle, charging people 50 cents for 1 squirt of ketchup. You might be asking, why didn't he just sell the ketchup packets? Well, he didn't want people to think that he was the one that stole them. He wanted everyone to think that he was the hero with ketchup. He did this for about a month or 2. Towards the end of the second month, he started charging $2 to $5 per squirt, and some people did it. it. He made around $400 before the school got suspicious and he was shut down. They suspended him for a week. The worst step-parents of all time. This guy had just turned 21 years old, and there were family dinners and events planned for his birthday. Well, on the morning of his 21st, his stepmom canceled all of them. She didn't even wish him a happy birthday that day. The next day, when he confronted her, she said, "Oh, get over it, it's just a day." Well, a month later, it was his stepmom's birthday, and he didn't acknowledge her at all. Didn't even say a single word to her. And she got salty. Excuse me, do you know what day it is? Yeah. You're not gonna even wish me a happy birthday? What's going on? And he replied by saying this: "It's just a day, right? Plus, I don't give a shit that you're turning 52. You look 60 anyways." I'm telling your father. Do whatever you want. I truly don't care about you at all. The worst things people did in school. One day in middle school, one of the popular students wanted to mess with a kid that was bullied often. They were in class, and when this kid went to the bathroom, the popular kid cut the straps of his backpack. Hey, watch this. A few minutes after the kid got back, he noticed. What the heck? Did you do this? Loser. Turns out that kid's family didn't have a lot of money at all, so for the rest of the school year he had to carry around his backpack in his hands because he couldn't afford a new one. Nice backpack, loser. I was almost mugged, but this is how I got out of it. I was walking home to my apartment on a cold, snowy Chicago evening, and I decided to take a shortcut. As I was walking through the alleys, I heard someone behind me yell, "Hey man, come here." And because it was late and I was skeptical, I just kept on walking. But he started following me. It was definitely a little sus. This is the point where I started straight up running to my apartment. I'm running and this guy's chasing me. I finally see the back of my apartment when I slip and fall on a big sheet of ice. At this point, the guy was catching up to me and I was like, alright, he's gonna get me, oh well. And I just started crying, screaming, flailing around. And what I didn't know at the time is that when I fell on the ice, my pants fell down too. And this guy gets to me, and I'm preparing for the worst. But I guess my pantsless, screaming self made him feel very uncomfortable because all he said was, "Oh hell no," and he ran away. And that's how I avoided being mugged. People who were legends in their high school. When this kid was a freshman in high school, he was always bullied by the wrestling and the boxing club students. And he was beat up really badly that year. So during the summer, he started working out every day, and he took Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu lessons. By the end of that summer, he was pretty buff and he knew how to fight. His parents wanted to go on vacation before the school year started, so they went to Dubai. They were in Dubai for about a month, and while he was there, he still worked out every day and he trained in martial arts. Shortly after that, he was back in school, and a few days in, he saw the bullies. They didn't know what he had been up to that summer, and one day during lunch, they started to pick a fight with him. All his friends were telling him to run, but he didn't run. Instead, he used his knowledge in martial arts, and he absolutely won that fight against those three bullies. Everyone was amazed. The entire lunchroom began chanting his name. He felt like a star. But a teacher saw him and he was suspended. The bullies never messed with him again, and he said it was totally worth it. Craziest things kids did in school. At one middle school, there was a student who would later be known as Cheeseburger Kid, and here is why. One day, right before lunch, he left the school. He walked around the school and found an area of the building that would be easy to climb. Perfect. He then scaled the building and got on the roof. Now, the cafeteria at this school had skylights, windows that looked to the sky. Once he was on the roof, he made his way over to one of the skylights above the cafeteria. He pulled a brick out of his backpack and then he jumped down. The cafeteria was selling cheeseburgers, and his plan was to steal all of them and escape. Hey, somebody stop that kid! He even punched a lunch lady. You stop right now! You stop right now! Well, finally the police show up and grabbed him. He bit the police officer's hand, and then he went to juvie, never to be heard of again. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. When this kid was in 6th grade, he had a 3D printer. Well, he had always tried to figure out a way to make money off of the things that he 3D printed. And then one day at school, he realized that tons of kids wore Crocs. So he had an idea. A Croc charm in the shape of Dwayne the Croc Johnson. He first made a few for his friends, and they loved it. And when other kids saw his friends wearing this charm, they wanted some too. So he made tons of them. And he began selling them for $3 each. He was making crazy profit, because it didn't cost him a lot of money to make at all. Business was absolutely booming, but he began having trouble keeping up with the demand, so he hired a few of his friends to help him do the selling. Well, one day when he was sitting in social studies class, the principal came in and asked to talk to him in the hallway. He was very nervous because he thought he was going to get shut down. But all the principal said was, "So I heard you're selling crock attachments in the shape of the rock. That's pretty interesting, and I was wondering if I could buy one." Gotta respect the hustle. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. This kid went to a super small school and there were hardly any fights. So this kid and his friend group had an idea. One of them would start filming while two others fake fought each other. They made it look pretty realistic. And then after the video was taken, they would go around the school and tell everyone that they had just witnessed a fight and that they had a video. Naturally, everyone wanted to watch the video, but this kid and his friends said that the only way that they can watch the video is if they pay them. And crazy enough, people did. They did this multiple times throughout the year, but they would change up who was fighting in the video so that the other students wouldn't get suspicious. Overall, they made about $300, but they were caught and were forced to shut down. Weird things that happened in class. This person tells the story of a kid that was in their class. He was kind of weird, but people liked him. Well, one day, in the middle of a lesson, he opens up his lunchbox and launches all of his food at the ceiling, right into the ceiling fan. Well, there was a weird-looking pudding cup in his lunch. It was green, and when it hit the fan, it splattered all over the place. Most of it got on the teacher. The teacher then made every single student clean the room up after class, and this kid was worried his classmates would be mad at him for what he did. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Kyle, you're fine. That was hilarious. Yeah, bro, don't even worry. Look at Mr. Stevens. He's crying. I hate my life.
ফোন দিয়ে যেতেছি তুমি ফোনই ধরো না, তোমার ফোন ধরার কোনো নামই নাই, কোনো কথা, তোমার ফোন ধরো না কেন?
এবারে এক্সামের প্রিপারেশন কিরকম তোদের? আমি তো খুবই এক্সাইটেড, কারণ আমার প্রিপারেশন খুবই ভালো।
জিসান দরজা খোল।
কি বুঝতেছি না। সুন্দর মতো যাবি, ভাবির নামটা জিজ্ঞাসি। আর শুন, ভালো মতো কথা কবে, ভাবি লাগে। খালি থাপড় আর চাপাবাজি, থাপড় আর চাপাবাজি, এই বাদে আর কিছু পারছস?
বুকিং?
বুকিং মানে বুকিং, তুমি আমার আমি তোমার, বুকিং দিয়ে দিছি, ফাইনাল।
আমাকে বুকিং দিছে মানে আমাকে কে বুকিং দিছে দোস্ত?
তোর যে আশিক আছে না, এখন তো আমার পিছনে লাগছে।
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই না তোরা? কেমন আছো তুমি?
ভালো।
আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করবো না রক্তটা দিবি তুই? আমি কেন রক্ত দেবো? প্রেম খরচ তুই, রক্ত। আমার বন্ধু জিসান আপনাকে অনেক ভালোবাসে ভাবি, আপনার ওর রক্ত যাওয়াটা বিধা হতে দিবেন না ভাবি।
যে ফোন আমার ছেলের লাইফস্টাইল নষ্ট করে সে ফোন আমি রাখবো না, এটাই আমার সিদ্ধান্ত। বাবা, তোমাকে এবার আমাদের মতো করে চলতে হবে, ইউটিউবের ভিউ দিয়ে আমাদের খেতে হবে না।
সো আমি যার সাথে দেখা করতে যাচ্ছি সে যদি স্ট্রেট ফরওয়ার্ড না হয়, তাহলে তার খবরই আছে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ভাই, আমি যাচ্ছি, এদেরকে ছাড়েন, আমি উঠতেছি। ভাই আমার ভক্তকুল কিন্তু আপনার থানা ঘেরাও করে ফেলবে। ওকে, নো ওয়ারিজ, আমি আবার এসব বিষয়ে অনেক উদার। চলো,
ওকে, লেটস ডু ইট টুগেদার।
বাই, টাটা।
পেয়ে গেলাম মানে এই যে আমরা একজন একজনের সামনাসামনি, চোখাচোখি, মুখোমুখি, আমি তোমাকে ধরতে পারতেছি, ফিল করতে পারছি।
ও ভাইয়া, প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল,
ও প্র্যাঙ্ক, ওকে ওকে, চালিয়ে যান, ক্যারি অন।
নাদিম শুনো,
মাঝখানে ফোকাস ছিল না, ডিফোকাস হয়ে গেছে এই সেই। তুই এটা কোন লেন্স ইউজ করিস?
টেলিলেন্স
কত?
কেউ যে 50-50।
শোনো আমি বলছি পসিবল, নাহলে কিন্তু এই যে গরম কফি গায়ে ঢেকে দেবো। বলো পসিবল?
ওকে ফাইন, পসিবল।
এই মেয়ে লোকটাকে তুই বিয়ে করতে পারবি?
টিন্ডার থেকে তুমি এর আগে আর কারোর সাথে কফি ডেট করেছো আমি ছাড়া?
হোয়াট? আমাকে কি দেখে মনে হয় চিপ? আমি এক্সক্লুসিভ ভার্সন, ওকে? আই এম নট অ্যাভেলেবল। কি ছিল? কি ছিল?
প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল, বিশ্বাস হচ্ছে না? এই যে
Prank
আই
ছিল।
সুইট, আই সুইট। ওই যে দেখেন মনোপড নিয়ে দাঁড়ায় আছে, এই যে আরেকজন ইফতে। রাইট, এই শিখেছি তোরে 50 কি টেলিলেন্স নাকি? হ্যাঁ 85 ইউজ করবি, দরকার পড়লে তোর আমি 70-200 কিনা দিব।
তুই টেনশন করিস না, হ্যাঁ?
কোনো চোর না, চুরি না, ডাকাতি না, এটা প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল। টোটালি প্র্যাঙ্ক। প্র্যাঙ্ক শিখাইছে উস্তাদ। কেমন হলো প্র্যাঙ্ক?
কি করবি? চেনা চেহারা না হলো কি চেহারা, কথা তো বেশি চেহারা ওরকম বেশি।
আপনি না শুই না না দেখা সব জানা ফেলছেন বাবা।
রক্ত লাগবে রে। রক্ত? আসবো না মানে? হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম। আসবো না, ঠিক আছে দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা। যাও।
কি রে, তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন?
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল? এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে, তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস, ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগে থাকে।
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল।
গলবে, পাখির মন গলবে, এমন মন্ত্র দেব।
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই নাই তোরা?
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে, আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল, আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর। আমি শুধু একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসাতে, আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা, আমি শুধু ওরে পাইলে হবে।
ওকে, আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন, আমার তো অনেক ভয় লাগতেছে দোস্ত। এই যে আস্তে আস্তে সব মানুষ জানবে, তারপর আমার ফ্যামিলিকেও জানাই দেবে, আর আমার
এন্ড বেস্ট অফ লাক ফর ডক্টরশিপ। আমি দোয়া করি তুমি যেন একজন ভালো ডক্টর হও।